So let's have a quick understanding that is in for the today's session. I hope everyone know that is in how important PowerShell for in the current market and who are working on that is in across technology support, right? The PowerShell is a technology from Microsoft, right? It is basically we are using for to automate the system and creating a script and reduce the manual work, reduce the repeated work, right? Let me go through this my presentation to make you to the better understanding, and we'll have some quick demo, which is we are going to talk about actual how we need to start. No matter you are a fresher on this, and no matter you don't know that anything about the PowerShell, but and we don't need anything developing part and programming skill, but some people are understand that we need some developing skill, we don't need to do that. So what are we going to talk about today? So we were going to discussing on that what is PowerShell, why we need it, where we need to use a PowerShell, and the Windows PowerShell commands and syntax. We will have the few demo classes to talking about that, actual PowerShell works here, and PowerShell script security. I will talk about commandlet demo and PowerShell script to use it, and also we have other automation tool in the market where we can see that Python, Ansible, and PowerShell. We will talk about what are the limitation from the PowerShell and other product. Okay, so everyone know this PowerShell definition. What is PowerShell? Why we need it, right? PowerShell is a powerful command line shell and scripting language and primarily designed for the system administrator in Windows environment. Yes, Microsoft has developed this product for Windows Server administrator who are working especially in a Windows environment, who are Microsoft product. Microsoft products are you have the server operating system, you have the cloud environment, you have the database environment, right? You have the SharePoint environment, Office 65, okay, Intune, Azure, Entra ID, Active Directory, and across worldwide, and most of the organizations are having a Microsoft product, right? Where most of the architecture, server administrator, senior system administrator must need this product for it provides a command line interface where users can execute the command, perform administrative task, and automate the task using scripts, right? So this is PowerShell. And when you talk about the automation, PowerShell allows the automation of repetitive tasks, making it easier to manage and maintain the system. Script can be created to perform tasks such as system configuration, file management, user management, and all the aspect reporting, saving time and reducing the human error. So this is a major aspect. Then how are we going to do that? If you know the PowerShell skill, PowerShell technology, right? You will have a lot of confidence, and you can manage anything to make the automated. You feel that whatever you working and team are working in the organizations, you feel that these are all work is repeatedly we are working, and these are all day-to-day work we are spending a lot of time. Then you feel that where we need to make the things automated, then you know the PowerShell scripting, PowerShell technology, then you would be able to handle those kind of. If someone asks you suddenly, can you please bring me the report, can you send me the report quickly for these many servers and these are the devices? So such kind of requirement, if you don't have the automation, the scripting knowledge, and you stuck with that, right? And currently every organizations are expecting to have the knowledge and skill for the automated, right? So where we need, as I talked about, most of the Windows environment where we have that PowerShell is extensively used for the various scenarios, especially within the Windows centric environment. So we are using for system administration like Windows servers, Active Directory, Office 65, Intune, Microsoft Azure, SCCM, networking, database. What else? Even though you are even non-Microsoft also, when you are in a VMware administrator, when you are storage administrator, and you are a backup administrator, and Microsoft has given that is in a module to install that is respective technologies, and you can manage for the automations by using PowerShell. right? Every administrator must use the PowerShell for automation. Yes, the centralized PowerShell product can use to things to make automated, no matter you are backup, server, VMware, Active Directory, security, cloud, database, and storage. But when you make this PowerShell for automation, you would need for the PowerShell for centralized, right? So there are some cases. See, think about you are using them. You have the multiple servers. Then you are in the call. There is a bridge was going on, and there is a critical issues that happen. And applications team asked you to. We would need a folder called AppDB on the particular drive on the particular servers, few servers where application servers and DB servers. We need to fetch the information, or we need to install the applications, but we would need a folder on those machines. Please quickly create around 50 to 60 servers, this AppDB folder. When you go and log in manually each server and create a folder, it will long time. It will take a long time, right? But when you know the PowerShell scripting, you would be able to achieve within few seconds. And something you deployed the patch on the last weekend, and due to that patch, there are some servers registry key was corrupted. Now you wanted to be update quickly. It will help, PowerShell will help to quickly rework and re-edit with the multiple servers. And something is happened, the server was rebooted and the specific critical business related services are stopped, and most of the servers are those, because of service the servers were not responding, or your business applications were not working. Then you need to quickly remotely start the services, right? And when you talk about Active Directory, we need to make sure that is in whoever user not logged in from the last 90 days or 180 days, those servers should be those users should be disabled. It should make the automate the things, not to go and do them manually. And whichever users are disabled, that would be automatically moved to the one of the OU called disabled OU. So these are some few use cases, right? And you can create a specific VM1 in a cloud with a specific region, then you can do it. There are a lot of use cases are there. When you know the concept of the PowerShell, right, you would be able to handle anything and everything. But I know that many administrator doing that, they are going to the Google and Chat GPT, they are taking the ready-made script and executing, but it's a very dangerous and harmful, because you must need to know that how the PowerShell works, how the PowerShell process it, how the each the technology of the PowerShell, that ABCD of the PowerShell, you need to understand that. When you talk about the PowerShell, we need to know that the begin with PowerShell, it has that is in commandlet. Every where we have seen that is in command prompt, right? We are using the commands, but in PowerShell we talk about the terminology called as a commandlet. So first, most important, any requirement come to us, we need to find a right commandlet. We need to find a right commandlet. So once you identify the commandlet, every commandlet has a parameter. So basically you need to know that PowerShell terminology, PowerShell component, what are those? Commandlet, parameter, syntax, right? What I mean by pipeline operator, what I mean by comparison operator, right? And what I mean by logical operator, and what I mean by variable, right? What I mean by a looping statement, which is called if, else if, and else. What I mean by for each looping statement, and what do you mean by remote session? How do you accessing for managing or modifying any requirement from the remotely accessing the servers? And how do you access the remote session? Then what are you doing for the error handling? If any error occur, it is. And the most important, you should know the function and advanced function, and another important called as a module. So these are all your the must and should know that is in a PowerShell component. When you know these things, right, then whatever script is written, then you would be able to easy to understand that from the line number 1 to line number last. If you doesn't know these things and you are taking the ready-made script from the Google and you are executed your environment, it's very harmful that you don't know that something they have written to modify, something they have written to the uh, edited or something you wanted, which we are not aware about that what script is doing, and then you execute it directly, it will be 100% is impacted. So first you need to understand this concept, then you would be able to because we are not a developer, you don't need to sit and develop the script or as a programmer. Whatever we have a requirement, it will always available for in our Google chat GPT, you can take the script, but that script you need to understand and you need to have a confidence that where I need to edit it, and based on my requirement the script I can modify and fulfill the requirement. To do that you should understand most important this concept, then only you will be able to confidently edit the script and fulfill your requirement. So if you take example, now I don't know that is in what are the commandlet are there by default. And before you talk about the commandlet, there are 4 type of console, PowerShell console, right? PowerShell console. So most of time you would be using for that is in one is a direct console, and second one is ISC, right? Integrated script. In direct console we have that is in 64-bit, x86 indicate for 32-bit, and the second one is 64-bit. Okay, 64-bit. And same things in ISC also we have that is in x86 and 64. If you go to the start, when you scroll down, you can open the PowerShell folder. You see the Windows PowerShell, and you see here one is first direct console, and you have the x86, and the ISC one is 64-bit and ISC x86 for 32-bit, even 64-bit direct console for 32-bit, ISC 64-bit and ISC x86. Why they put into the still x86 or 32-bit? Because the PowerShell was introduced in a operating system were built into the 32, where we had for the Windows 2008. The Windows 2008 server was in 32-bit, and you have any script written in an older operating system, the compatibility point of view, they put into the you know uh, 32-bit. So we use always for one is direct console 64-bit. For example, when you go to the PowerShell, okay, this is a direct console. You would be using this console, and then you would be going to for one more called as ISC. So this is begin with your understanding console of the PowerShell, right? So difference is it is more comfort, and you will have all the handy information. It will be auto intelligence for this. First 4 or 5 classes we would be going with the direct console. When we actual script is going to start, we will be jumping into the ISC. So if you talk about PowerShell concept, I don't know that is in PowerShell. I'm completely new to that. Then the begin the journey, as I said, the PowerShell is a commandlet. The terminology name is the commandlet. The commandlet has the verb and noun format. It always used for the verb and noun format. For example, now get hyphen command, right? And this is a complete commandlet. And get is a verb, and command is a noun, right? And along with the hyphen, you can use it always. For example, if you see the list of all the commandlet of my operating system, the default commandlet is get hyphen command. Now you would be able to see what is that commandlet here. If you go and check it here, get hyphen command, it will tell you that it will give you the result of this list of all the commandlet. Okay, first it would give you that list of all the commandlet, and this list of all the commandlet it differs from the each operating system. For example, if you see here, if I ask my operating system, if I ask my operating system, how many are there the count, right? You see around 630. Is the 630 or 1630? Let me just see this. It is 1360 commandlet in my operating system. Maybe if you type in your operating system, depends on the operating system version, it's a differ, right? So these are all default operating system commandlet. So in this, I wanted to check a right commandlet for service, right? I don't know that. Okay, please provide a list of services from the operating system, but I don't know the commandlet. How do you find that commandlet, required commandlet? You can use the wildcard. So what do you mean by wildcard? It is a star, right? You know, get hyphen command is a list of all the command. In this, I'm going to search what is the service related. And you see, this is both the side I'm using the wild. This is a star that in a PowerShell we called as a wildcard. This wildcard, it has some few categorized to using this. What are those? We are going to use for start with and end with. Okay, start with the text, end with the text. When you got this kind of requirement and you must use for wildcard, say for example, when I said start with the text, you would be using for beginning the star, and end with the text, then you would be using for at the end side text. And if you see that is in containing, then you are going to use for both the side text. I mean both the side star. Like this. Use this text. So now I'm using for here. It means wherever you see the service and give me that is that information. I have the list of commandlet and I'm using for both the side star, which is containing, and I need to find the service. If you see that example, get hyphen command is all the list of command. In that I wanted to search service related. And now see, you would be getting for all the service related wherever the service it is there, right? So what is my right commandlet? You see here, I have that is in right commandlet, get hyphen service. I got to know that what would be the commandlet. So what next? So always I said you should be start with, we need to find the right commandlet. You got the right commandlet with the help of this wildcard. And now once you identify the commandlet, what next? In that we need to check what are the default parameter. How do I check it? Default parameter of this commandlet. To check this default parameter, we need to ask PowerShell, which is help. The help called, you need to ask the commandlet called as again, I don't know the help. How do I find it? You can just see get hyphen command and star help. What is the commandlet? You see, you would be getting get hyphen help. So with the help of this commandlet, and I wanted to find the more information of this commandlet. I wanted to find that, need to find, get that a full information of this commandlet. How to do that? You need to ask the help, get hyphen help and get hyphen service. Now what will happen here? If sometime if it is not giving full information, then we must need to update the PowerShell console or repository, which is update-help. This is a begin. This is you need to start with your journey to get update your PowerShell. Okay, let me just save this file notes. Okay, now these two things you need to make sure that, for example, now come back here. If I ask PowerShell get-help and provide me the information about get-service. Now see, when I talk about full information, you should get this complete name, synopsis, syntax, description, related links and remarks. When you get this information, it means it is complete information. Your help is giving you complete information. If it is not giving the full information, excuse me, then you need to run the command that called as update-help to update your PowerShell repository. That is called update-help. This is very much mandatory to get ready with your PowerShell console has to be get updated. So once it is successfully updated, we wanted to check what are the default parameter, right? To check that, we need to ask the PowerShell, which is called get-help and your commandlet. So in this, we need to verify under the syntax. In the syntax, you will see the each commandlet. In the each commandlet, you would be able to see this default parameter. The parameter can see that is under syntax. Wherever you see the start with hyphen, those are all are called as default parameter. This is very much important. You need to understand, everyone. To begin your journey with PowerShell, you need to understand deeply what are these and how they are going to manage this PowerShell. You are going to understanding PowerShell ABCD. Then you can have the later making the sentence and you can write your own script and everything can be done. If you don't know the PowerShell concept at all, you always trust or always believe in going to the Google and just get the script. But you are good into the PowerShell, understand the concept, and you would be able to manage yourself. Anyway, the script will be getting from the internet. But when you want it to manage to your requirement to edit the script, and you must understand this role. Agreed, everyone? You getting my point? If you don't know the thoroughly the PowerShell how it works, then you are able to, difficult to handle it. Right? Once you are done this update-help, you would be able to manage for this. Right. So now you see that I was talking about there is a syntax. You see where commandlet, it start, as I said, wherever you see the start with hyphen, those are all called as parameter. It means you need to make the frame it. You need to frame it. So you see the computer name, dependency services, and exclude, include, required services, and you see the computer name again. You see that is dependent services. You see that again. These are all parameters, and every parameter, remember, every parameter, there is a default data types. What do you mean by data types here? It is demanding to enter the input. Every parameter, when you have the commandlet, the commandlet called as get-service. Then I have to type the parameter. The parameter start with a hyphen. Then what is the input? What is the value I need to submit here? Right? The value should be indicating there are data types. We call as a data types. Though data types are, if it is telling you system.string, if it is telling you system.integer, if it is telling you system.length, a date, then you need to supply the values, a string value. You see this? It is telling you system dot string, system dot management, system dot string, system dot string, right? And this commandlet has this parameter and all the parameters demanding to the system dot string. If you take example, another one is to understand this parameter values, please find the event log commandlet. How do you find it? No, I don't know the commandlet. You know that how to search it. Everyone know the how to search it. How to search it? Get hyphen command, get hyphen command, wildcard, event log, right? Event log. And just see you are getting a correct commandlet or not. Get hyphen command and search event log. Now see, you got the commandlet called as a get hyphen event log. Now I wanted to manage, I wanted to find full information of this. What do I do that? Now I can go and ask get hyphen help and get hyphen event log. Now see here, get hyphen help and get hyphen event log, right? Now see syntax, there are the parameter hyphen after. You see the after parameter is demanding to system dot date and time. When you are going to give this after, you must enter the value. Input should be supplying date only. You do not enter that any other value. If you try to enter the value, other value, it won't work. Now see this hyphen before, it is asking date time. Now see computer name, it's demanding system dot string. Now you see this instance ID, it's demanding to integer. It means you have to enter the number only. You getting my point here? You see hyphen newest, this parameter is demanding to system dot integer. You have to enter the number. Means system dot string, you have to enter the value, string value. Every parameter, it is a string value, you have to enter it, right? That is supply the input, right? Supply the input. Now same things, if it is asking you integer, you have to enter the number only, right? You need to supply the input for what? Number only. And the another one is you have to enter that demanding, the parameters demanding to, you have to enter the date. For example, now if I tell you that please provide, please please get that latest, please get the event log, what are those? System event log and latest 20 log. Now if I give the requirement, first you need to always start with the find the commandlet, and we know the already get hyphen event log, and find the right parameter. What is the parameter here? I have asked you to the system, but I don't know that what is the parameter. You are asking to the PowerShell. Do you see that is in the relevant parameter for system? You see there is a parameter called as a log name. So I would be using for hyphen log name. What is demanding for, what is asking for to enter the input value? System dot string. What is that we are inputting here? System. Log name system. So how do you frame it? You need to frame it. Framing for commandlet, parameter and value supply. This value supplying for might be that is in string, and might be it is an integer, might be it is a date. Now see commandlet, what is that? Get hyphen event log. And what is the parameter here? Hyphen parameter log name. And what is the value you are supplying? System. Now see this simple. Get hyphen event log commandlet hyphen log name is a parameter and it is your system log you are looking. So let's see this we're getting or not. Get hyphen event log hyphen log name is a parameter and system. You see the list of all the event log. So in this all the event log I would need for the only latest 20. I would need only latest 20. So then find the what is the relevant parameter. Can you anyone find it and tell me that what is the relevant parameter in this syntax? What would be the relevant parameter? What would be the relevant parameter? Can anyone read and tell me that syntax? Perfect. Who is that iPhone? The newest. The what is demanding the newest parameter? What is demanding the newest? It is demanding to enter the system dot integer. It means you need to enter the number. So what is the number? 20. Come back here. Hyphen newest and 20. That's all. See this? Hyphen newest is a parameter and it is demanding to enter the value input value integer. This is a logic you need to understand. See this? This is a method. This is a process of PowerShell. Always you need to use commandlet parameter and that parameter what is that value is demanding to enter the input, and it might be a string value, it might be an integer, it might be a date, and yeah, that's it. And if I tell you that is in please provide for the log system event log last week to till today, can you frame it? What is the actual parameter we can going to do that? I am telling you the last week. What would be the date? I need to enter the date as input. So what is that relevant parameter I should use? Take an example for the 30th. Okay, 30th December to January 4th. I need a log, right? The log needed for mmddyy 12 30 2025 to I would need for 01 mmddyy 04 and 2026. And what is the relevant parameter? How do you frame it? You just take a help for this information and then frame it. I would need a system event log. It's very simple. Think and answer me. Anyone try? Perfect. Complete it. Frame it. Althea, very good. Frame it when you're taking the parameter before and supply the input value, your date, and go to the after, supply the value and frame it. How do you frame it? Simple, right? So before means the last week, there is a parameter called, right? System hyphen before mmddyy 012 and you should put into the double quote 12 30th 2025 and then after what is the today date, right? Which is 01/01/04 MMDDYY 2026, and I would need for latest 20, newest 20. See this method, commandlet parameter data types in system is a data types value entered. Before is a parameter. Data types is a demanding. What is it demanding that before here? You see the before is system date and time. You have to enter the date only. You see this after. This is before and after. It is demanding to the you need to enter the date only. You see. So this is a frame. This is the actual logic. We need to understand that how that is PowerShell designed. How we need to work on the PowerShell parameter commandlet parameter supply the value parameter supply the value parameter supply the value parameter supply value. See this before it is not convert. Just I think you need to check for date format mmddyy. I was giving the mmddyy. Okay, ddmmyy just provide it, and you can just type here 04/01/2026. See this? There was a format it was taken, right? It is. Now I just change it. Very simple. Getting everyone, right? Commandlet parameter supply the value parameter supply the value parameter supply the value parameter supply value. This is the first very basic level we need to understand. How do you frame the requirement? Now if you say take example here get hyphen service, right? You have the commandlet get called as the get hyphen services. Now I will ask you to please provide a list of services status shows running. You see this status shows, right? It shows stopped and running. I would need for please provide list of services status shows running. How do you frame it? How do you find it? Can anyone try? And if you ask to the PowerShell get hyphen help and get hyphen service, what is the parameter you are going to use it for this? What is the parameter going to use it? Can anyone try? Perfect, correct. And can you fulfill this requirement? I have given you that is in help and please fulfill the requirement. I would need this one. Anyone try with this? And tell me that what would be the right commandlet. Anyone check this? Do you see that right a parameter in this list? No, not right. So I have asked for that is in status shows running. Status shows running, right? And what is the relevant one? Can you find it? No, no. Do you see anywhere here status? Do you see that anywhere status here? Do you see the status here? So now what if the default parameter we see, right? What if the whatever requirement we ask that is parameter does not exist? And such kind of requirement you would need to use pipeline operator. How do we use it? But you cannot use like this, right? You can say get hyphen service and hyphen status and running. You cannot use like this. It will tell you that a parameter cannot be found that matches a parameter. That status itself does not have a parameter. And what we need to do if the parameter does not exist, what is our requirement? Then we need to use a pipeline operator like this, get hyphen service, pipeline operator. We need to find where hyphen object, dollar underscore dot, say the status equal to, we are looking for running. Then how and why we are using for this and what is the scenario and what is the situation we are going to use it, we need to talk about next class. Where hyphen object, okay, dollar underscore dot, status equal to running. See this? So make sure that whichever requirement if not found under the default parameter, what next? We would be using pipeline. How do I use a pipeline operator? And how do I know this status dot? So identifying that every commandlet, we will have that is in list of properties or headers. And I wanted to know that all the headers are properties. To check that, we can use a format list, which means get hyphen service, pipeline operator, format list hyphen list star. It will help you to find all the properties or header of the commandlet, each commandlet. See this? This is another important, you should understand that before using the pipeline operator, you should know that does this commandlet has a status as a header or properties. If it is there, then you should be using pipeline operator targeting with this header. This we're going to talk about later. There's a lot of things are there to talk about to understand you how the actual PowerShell work to making this concept. That's it for my side today. And if anyone has any questions, feel free to ask. Anyone has any questions? Okay, just we talked about very basic level. A lot of things we are going to talk about. We'll discuss in the next class. We are going to register. I'm going to stopping my screen share. Anyone has any questions? Good to go. All right. I hope you got some informative information. So if you liked it, please talk to Amit and me if you want to go with registration for this course. I'll just give you the quick update. Whom you want to contact, please contact Mr. Amit. Please take his number for course timing, right? And all. And fee structure, and also you can connect with this Amit. And his number is 9506 9506 95406 62806. Please contact him. 95406 62806. Please contact him for further detail. Yeah, I'll share the the notepad things. Please take it. I'll share the presentation as well, and I'll share this. This is notepad as well. Okay. Thank you so much for today time, guys. I hope you got some informative information, and if you really liked it, and please get registered. We'll talk about the next class. Bye bye. Take care.